Innellea, it is great finally meeting you. We've got a lot to chat about, but my most important question for you is, where did you come from? Because I blinked, and all of a sudden we've got 3 Innellea songs on the radio currently.
Oh, I know, it's pretty cool. I don't know, man. I feel like it's just I'm having a moment at the minute. I don't know. I started doing more of the kind of dance features and stuff like that the past couple of years, and I think I don't know. I think I've just kind of like I'm on a bit of a roll, and it's just all happening all at once. So that's what it is, you know?
It's definitely a good problem to have. Now, we're going to be chatting all about Edge of the World coming up. We're going to be chatting about Flames, your new song with Arty coming up. We're also going to get to know Innellea a little better and ask you a question that you have possibly never been asked before. Innellea, welcome to America's Dance 30 for the first time.
Oh, thank you.
I probably should have asked first. Am I pronouncing Innellea correctly?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, congratulations on the incredible success of Edge of the World with Meduza, Innellea GENESI.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm very happy.
I bet. I can't wait to talk about how this song was born with all of you guys. But first, since this is your first time on America's Dance 30, let's get to know Innellea a little better with Finky's firsts. I love finding out the origin story of artists. When you were growing up, was music the first thing that you wanted to get into, or was there something else you wanted to be when you grew up?
Yes, no, it's always been music. I started singing when I was like 4, 5. My mum said the moment that she realised I could sing, it was in the school nativity play, you know, where you like play. I played like the Angel Gabriel, and I was like walking down the aisle in between like the audience, and it was my first solo. My mum was like, how? What? I didn't know she could sing. And it was like, that was the moment. And I think, you know, when you're a kid and you're good at something and people give you praise for it, you kind of, you know, you follow with that. And also it's just something that I've always loved. And then like later on, I started writing songs on my guitar. And yeah, it's just, there's never been anything else.
So you could sing well before any kind of training or anything?
Yeah, it's always been a natural ability. I haven't had a lot of training, really. I lost my voice like a few years back, and I was just giving it too much. And I did get a few lessons then to try and work out how to do like warm-ups and things like that. But yeah, no, I've always sang. I've just always, it's just, I feel like music is within me. Like my dad's a drummer, my mum's a guitarist and singer. Yeah, so I feel like it's in the blood. It's just one of those.
It's really interesting about how you talk about losing your voice, because when I talked with Becky Hill and I spoke with Hayla, it's the same thing, because you guys all have these really powerful voices that you're always pushing to the limit. It blows my mind that you don't lose your voice more.
It's I'm a lot as well, you know, and I do a lot of festivals over the summer. Like I have another project as well that's under my name, Innellea, and yeah, so I'm kind of like balancing the two. And yeah, I do, my voice is fragile because I belt a lot. I have big songs, you know, and it's hard to try and like get that balance, but I'm working on it all the time. You just got to do all the good things, you know?
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned Innellea, you know, besides your artist project, Innellea, is Innellea your real name?
Yes, Innellea is my real name, yeah.
That is a gorgeous name. Have you, like, found out the origin of it?
So, it's supposed to be Innellea, which is an Irish name. That's supposed to be the pronunciation, but my mum just read it and she really loved it. So she was like, Innellea, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be. And then, and yeah, the Innellea, what Innellea means is actually lovely shoulders, which is really weird, very random.
Shoulders.
Can you imagine giving someone a compliment of like, oh, you've got really lovely shoulders? Like, what's that? You know, I'd take it.
Yeah, so are you fishing for compliments here?
Like the best you could give. I've got lovely shoulders. Like, come on.
Well, when you were trying to decide on an artist project name, was Innellea your first choice, or were there other names you were considering?
No, it was not. I actually wanted Nunu because that's what my mates call me. So, but apparently it's also like another name for a lady's private parts.
Shoulders.
But I kind of love that. But I think and also obviously it's Nunu's like the what is it, the Hoover in Teletubbies. Anyway, I didn't go for that because at the time I was chatting to someone. They were like, "Oh, there's someone really established called Nunu." If I'm being totally honest, I kind of wish I had just kept with it because I don't think it really matters that much. But I was like, okay, what's the next thing? I was like, well, Nula works because it's like, I don't know, it's basically Nawala, but without the A in the middle.
And it's technically the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
That's true, but it's also confused things because now I have people being like, because I'm still kind of like, I've always corrected people with my name. So people would call me Nula and I'd be like, no, it's Nawala actually. And now when people call me Nula, I have to be like, yeah, okay.
You're like, which one are they talking to?
Yeah. So I don't know, but it's fine. I've grown into it.
Well, I'll be 100 with you. I'm definitely happy you stuck with Nula instead of Nunu.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Nula is a beautiful name and it definitely looks cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And you've got great shoulders. Now, of course, you've got your smash Edge of the World with Meduza. You've got your new song Flames with Arty. But what is usually the first thing that you do when you try writing a song?
So straight away, when it comes to doing the dance music, straight away, if I'm in a session, as soon as anyone plays anything, I'm straight with my phone recording melodies. I don't wait. Sometimes people want to show you something and they're like, oh, what do you think of this? And I'm like, no, I'm going straight away because it's the initial ideas. And also it's just like, then you get to something quicker. Like sometimes the first idea that I do is like verse, pre-chorus, bam, that's the song, So it's just like, but I think like coming in with fresh ears, if you just, if you spend too long on it, that's when you get on the overthinking monkey brain, right? And then it's like, and then the creativity doesn't come through. So it's like I'm melodies first, and then once we have that, and like sometimes it's a case of like piecing together different parts that I've been recording, and then we think about lyrics. Lyrics take longer, coming up with the concept and everything like that to try and match it with the melody. But yeah, that's generally how I do it.
Well, I love that process. And speaking of lyrics, I have to know, because there is a lyric that is one of my favorite lyrics, possibly of all time, and it's "Call me home 'cause you're living in my head." Did you write that?
Yeah.
That is a brilliant line.
So that one, that's in my head, right?
Yep.
Cascade. Yeah. Okay, so just making sure. A lot of songs.
Let me know if you need me to let you know what your lyrics are.
I'm not even joking. You might have to. So I did write that with Camden and Eddie. So it was so I can't remember exactly if I came up with that or whatever, but it was definitely like, it was a great session and we definitely all put our pieces in there to kind of make that song. So yeah.
Well, that line is not only a great lyric, but it's a great pickup line. That's why I love it so much.
I love that.
Call me home because you're living in my head. That is brilliant. Anyways, let's move on from pickup lines. I was watching a reel of yours from a few years ago where you were on stage, I think, performing with Dub Vision. And you made the comment how you were kind of out of your comfort zone because you're normally in the crowd at EDM shows. Do you remember the first EDM show or festival that you went to?
Oh my God. I think, okay, I don't know if it was actually the first one, but it would have, I think probably one of the first would have been a dubstep night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was very like underground vibes. And I think that was my first exposure to like electronic music. And then from then it was like graduated from like dubstep to like drum and bass and then to everything else. But yeah, I think that was the first one.
That's
in like a little dingy, like dark venue.
That's so crazy because dubstep is such a grimy genre. So for your first show, that must have been intense.
Yeah, it was great. It was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and he actually introduced me to dubstep. And I remember it was the Scream track, In for the Kill. There was like the remix of it.
Yeah.
Going in for the right? And it was, and I heard that, and he was like, "Oh, this is dubstep." And I went and told my friends like the next day. I was like, "Oh, I heard this wicked track called dubstep," thinking it was like the name of the artist, and then I realized it was a genre of music.
So awesome. Well, I'm glad you've grown up in it.
Yeah, loved it.
Now, finally, in Finky's firsts, in honor of the success of Edge of the World, if you could go anywhere to the edge of the world, where would be your first choice of places to go?
Wow. I think, I could be wrong, but I think there's this place in Brazil or somewhere in South America where basically you can go to this spot where they have the most amount of thunderstorms in like within a year out of everywhere in the world. So I think it's like for more days of the year than not, there's like loads of thunderstorms in the sky. So like I've seen videos of it where there's like flashes of lightning and it's just all like, it looks insane. And I just think it'd be amazing to witness that. So that's where I'd go. And I feel like that's quite like edge of the world vibes as well. Do you know what I mean?
It definitely sounds like it. So are you the type of person that when it rains and storms, you love going out and dancing in the rain?
You know what? If it's a proper storm, proper rain, it is amazing. But generally, I live in the UK. So we get like spitty rain and it's a lot of the time and it's just bleak and grey. So generally, I will stay inside. I like watching a thunderstorm from inside generally.
Well, I'll tell you, I live in Florida where our storms are sideways rain, and just be happy that you're getting the drizzle there.
Oh, I can imagine. So it's like slaty. It's like, yeah.
It's annoying. Let's talk about this smash. How was Edge of the World born with Meduza, Innellea, and GENESI and you?
So I wrote this with my friend Matthew Kerr, aka Magica, and we were writing it initially for Tiesto. Tiesto sent a instrumental, and we wrote to that. And then he didn't want it in the end, didn't want to use it. And then fast forward a year, we just had like a piano version of it and sent it over to Meduza initially, and they loved it. So and then it was just it just went from there really. And they produced it up. We did a bit of back and forth. And the other guys got involved and it all just came together. And it's amazing because we were really like hoping that Tiesto would get involved with that, but I feel like where it is now, and like I'm happy that it kind of came about the way that it did, like a year later. So yeah. Well,
I will say that the final product could definitely, I mean, if you didn't know that it was Meduza, it could still be a Tiesto track, so it still has the same kind of sound to it.
Yeah, I think that's probably why they loved it, you know, because I think it's just a euphoric tune, and it's like, I think the idea initially was to kind of have it maybe as like the EDC anthem, you know, which would have been really cool. We didn't have it as that, but like it was, we just kind of like the idea of creating something where, you know, whether you're at a festival or a club, like you feel you might be with someone a loved one, and you just feel euphoric and you want to like sing this song to them and feel like, just like this feeling of like freedom. And and I feel like it emulates that.
Now, how long ago did you guys start working on it?
About, it would have been like a year ago. So, because about a year and a half ago. Yeah, it was just me and my friend Matt, and we just like wrote to it when we were there. And then I think it'd been, after that, it was about probably like a 6-month process of kind of doing back and forth with the production. And I think we redid some vocals as well. Actually, this was one thing, because I remember speaking to Luca, who's part of Meduza, and he was saying how initially when I vocaled it, it was quite, we were doing it like it was like verse, chorus, kind of, you know, the verse was more laid back. And he was like, we've got to think, we were thinking club hit, let's go in on the vocal from the offset. So I think we did redo some of the verses so that it was just more powerful vocally from the start. Which was it was a good suggestion, I think.
Well, the final product turned out absolutely amazing. Now, feel free to not answer this, but I have to bring it up. With everything going down with Tiesto, is there going to be a future with Tiesto and Nula?
I mean, that would be awesome. I would love that. Like, I'm not going to say no. But it's you know, the time's got to be right. It's got to be, you know, a song that resonates with us both and, you know, where it works. And I think probably it will happen. I feel like, you know, it's going to at some point.
It definitely needs to. I'll knock on wood right now for you that it's going to happen. Let's talk about another one of your smashes, the new one with Arty, Flames. How was that song born?
So we wrote that with Camden Cox, who's amazing. So it was Arty and Camden. And yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was just a really good session. It just really flowed. I don't know. I think it was one of those that we were just like really feeling and flowing with it in the moment. It just came together really easily, really quickly. And yeah, that's it really.
Well, congratulations on that one too. I mean, you sound so amazing on these songs with a soulful and deep type of voice. You sound just incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, before I let you go, I asked ChatGPT to give me a question that Innellea has never been asked before. So I got to test this out, all right?
Okay.
If your voice had a superpower, what would you want it to do besides singing?
That's so mad. That's such an abstract question because
Really?
it's like, it's not about me as a person. I don't know, like create, I suppose I'd hope that this does this a little bit anyway, but like, I don't know, maybe make people feel a little bit more at peace. Like perhaps I could sing at someone and they would just be like, you know, if someone's like having a bit of a bad day or if they're like arguing with someone or if it's just like bad vibes, I could just sing and everything. And then they're just like, ah, like a little bit of a like, you know, probably a little bit of a spell thing on people where it just like makes them happy. But I'd like to think that my voice does that anyway to a point. But
I was going to say, that's not really a superpower. You're already doing that as a fan of your music. So congratulations on that superpower.
Thanks.
Innellea, it is so awesome finally meeting you and getting to know you better. Thank you so much for your time with us on America's Dance 30.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun.